Hi, welcome to Dreaming of Chess Mastery. I'm Neil Priest, and this is my YouTube channel that delves into the world of adult chess improvement. Of course, not a chessboard in sight, no split screens. I'm looking at things from a more philosophical, psychological perspective, and there's no shortage of high quality content if that's what you're looking for. Anyway, let's get on with things. I am a very keen user of Chessable. I'm not a pro member. I take the free angle, but obviously I pay for the courses as well. And up until now, I've finished a few of them. Not many, but I have finished a few courses. And when I say finished, I mean I've gone through them, read everything, all the notes, done all the exercises, reviewed, spaced repetition, and all of that good stuff. And one of the things I've started to do afterwards is a sort of final putting the course to bed sort of strategy. I cash in a few of my rubies. This is the token that you earn, gamification on Chessable. I cash in some rubies, put all the lines of the course on instant review, and try and work through it one final time in totality to see, kind of tie it all together. Now, I do like the gamification element of these things, and an attractive feature, something that's lured me in and certainly motivates me on Chessable courses, is the leaderboard. And I found myself doing the courses and then wanting to get to the very top. And I've also taken full advantage, the other, to me, key feature is the opportunity to make comments, leave reviews, but to make comments on lines, ask questions, and I've mentioned before on this channel how to give a shout out to one of the authors in particular, how a Johan Helston course is worth its weight in gold, not just because the content is so good, but the support you get. He answers literally every question, doubt that you might raise in the chat area. And this definitely keeps me motivated. But a little while back, I started thinking about what it might all mean on the leaderboard. Because a thought struck me that Chessable is obviously an in-demand, heavily used site. Authors sell their courses, but I wonder how many courses they sell. And I sort of got an idea about how many people use the courses looking at the leaderboards. And one of the courses that I'm currently working on is R.B. Ramesh's calculation course. Now, if you're not familiar with R.B. Ramesh, frankly, as an adult improver, I think you should be. His credentials as a coach come no higher than being Praggnanandha's trainer for a long time. And he is clearly a brilliant, insightful mind when it comes to the world of chess training. And his course is fantastic. Very difficult, I have to say. Now, I haven't made a great deal of progress. I've done a small fraction of it. And helpfully, the problems that he gives are placed in levels. There's 4 levels, 1 to 4. And nominally, it sounds like level 1 would be a sort of entry-level problem. So he might say 1600. And some of them have been quite easy, actually, the level 1 puzzles, but some of them are a little bit more difficult, more challenging. Level 2 is, I suppose, moving towards expert level. Level 3 would be master level, and I guess the level 4 puzzles are targeted at people aiming for IM and GM titles. And I do believe that this is a course that has been constructed with that in mind. That as a chess improver, probably a youngster, I suspect, and I'm sure he does have adult chess improvers within his training programs, training camps that he lives and so on. I imagine there are a large number of promising young players, and they have a great deal of ambition. So level 2 puzzles are tough, and a lot of reviewers of the book have emphasized what fantastic material it is, the insights that he has into the whole topic of calculation are immensely valuable, but it is not material for the faint-hearted. Now, that's a bit of background and context. I was talking about the leaderboard, and here's the amazing thing. So, I've only just dipped my toes in the course. I finished the level 1 and level 2 puzzles, but there are a lot more puzzles in the level 3 and level 4 category, and it's an enormous book, or in this case, Chessable course. And yet, I find myself in 15th place on the leaderboard. Now, quite how the experience points that position you on that leaderboard are calculated, I don't really know. It's based on just repeating, doing the work. I don't think it particularly matters, the exact numerical details. What does matter is the fact that I am 15th, and I'm not emphasizing that because I take great pride in this. I have been working hard on the little bit of the course that I've done, but not that hard, and certainly not hard enough to the point where I would imagine I was closing in on the top 10 in the world. So the only conclusion I can draw is that, well, not many people have bought the book, and I don't believe that's true. But not many people actually study the course or study the book if they bought the physical copy of the book. And I think this is a reasonable conclusion to draw. What the percentage is, I don't know. Chessable gives sort of student grants, and I would like to suggest an interesting area of research is how much people actually use the material they buy. If one uses a parallel sort of gyms, well, they sell hundreds of memberships, thousands even, well aware that very few people will actually use their memberships in any real meaningful way, which is a good thing because they simply don't have the facilities to provide if all the people who bought the memberships turned up. Now, this is not a problem with a Chessable course. We can all enjoy it in the comfort of our own home. But I suspect the same thing rings true in the world of chess, that people buy these courses, we buy books, and we simply don't read them, we don't study them. We don't. And if you want to ask a question about why adults don't improve, and why some youngsters make this astonishing level of improvement, amazing rapidity, as they charge through the levels of performance. Yes, neuroplasticity is one of the reasons. Yes, the problem of having a real life outside of chess weighs heavily on the minds of most adult chess improvers. And children who make a huge amount of progress, I suspect, at almost anything, do so because they have large amounts of free time. And the ones who make the most improvement, whether it's doing mathematics or playing chess or learning a musical instrument or playing football or whatever it is, they make this progress because they become obsessional about their work. It's all they do. It's all they think about. I seem to recall in one of the books that I read, I believe it is Barry Heimer and Peter Wells' book on mindset theory applied to chess. And they interview a lot of strong players, and the strong English grandmaster Luke McShane, he talks about his childhood. And I remember when I was living in England, he would go to the London Chess Centre. He was an up-and-coming 6 or 7 year old, however old he was, or 8. And he was already quite astonishing. But he says in the book, how, he would be lying in the bath and he would be thinking about chess, and it would be all he thought about. It was all that occupied his mind for a period of time. And we as adults aren't doing that. Neuroplasticity and talent obviously do account for one of the reasons why some people make rapid improvement and reach high levels. If you're young, yes, you have an edge in neuroplasticity. If you are talented, and I'm not sure what that means, but I do think there is a thing called talent. We're not all the same, and people are more inclined to make fast or great progress in chess and others less inclined. Well, I suppose that's talent. But those are not. The neuroplasticity in the youth is a big factor. I don't think the talent is as much, but it is also a big factor in how much progress you make. But obviously the biggest factor is how hard you work. And this struck me looking at these leaderboards. And I'm doing a few courses at the moment. And one of them that is more popular and obviously has many hundreds of users is the Chess Dojo guru, Sensei Kostya Kavutskiy has a course on endgame studies. And Endgames 101, something like that. And I've completed the course, and yet and I've cycled through it various times. It's sort of a training exercise to just keep my mental cogs whirring. And I'm maybe 60 something. Some people obviously just play through the same course time after time after time. And in that case, I'm nowhere near the top, but I have finished the course and I've repeated it maybe 3 times just to drill it home. Another course, or other courses that I've finished, are the Helston courses on the endgame and the opening. And I really reached near the top of the leaderboards there because they're enormous courses. And frankly, it was obvious. Almost nobody finished the courses. So in my last video, when I was talking about components of improvement, and one of them being sort of psychological, developing our staying power, our grit and determination, and sticking with a course and finishing it in a reasonable period of time and then working through it, this will make, certainly if you've chosen the course well, this will make an enormous difference, quite simply because very few people do that. The same way as in other areas of chess improvement, actually leaning into it, playing and reviewing your games. No, people don't do that. Developing a proper opening. No, people study openings, but if you ask them to sit down and map out their opening repertoire, they would perhaps have real difficulty. They haven't really gained a holistic view of what they're doing in the opening. So there we are. I think that struck me as being the most important thing. Find something that you enjoy doing, because if you enjoy doing it, it'll make it a lot easier to do that hard work. And then do the hard work. There is no other way. So that's it for this week. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I don't think there was anything too controversial there, but perhaps this sparks a line of conversation. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, I trust you're enjoying your chess, your lives are filled with joy. Until the next video.